only I'd gone with the drumming that I wanted to learn, I would be doing a drum roll for you now, because we are now doing the last round, which is round 28. And it's this gorgeous outside edge made up with these little triangular type motifs with a picot at the top. And don't worry, we'll show you how to do a picot if you don't know. It just gives that little bobbly effect. It's lovely and it's very, very pleasing to do, and it's very easy to do. So let's get on with doing it and finish this gorgeous project. Right, to begin with, I'm going to ask you to not look at the pattern. I realise that this is a terrible, terrible thing for me to say to you, and you must never listen to me ever, but on this occasion, please ignore what I've just said and listen to me. The reason being, when I made this mandala, I followed the pattern. I thought I'd followed the pattern, and these lovely triangular, can't say that, triangular pieces weren't sitting nicely atop this stitch, and of course that's where they need to be. That's where they definitely should be. So I have somehow had counted wrong, or whatever had gone wrong. I checked my stitch count, that seemed okay. So it's just probably me not being able to read stitches like I ought. I don't know what it was, but they were ending up in the wrong place. So what did I do? Let me tell you. As mentioned, I was sure my stitch count was okay, so I didn't need to take anything back. That's handy. I did my counting backwards thing. If you've done any videos with me before, you'll know that I do this a lot because I can never work out where I should be starting. It's just a thing. If you're like me, and I'm sure you're not, but if you are, don't worry, we can get round it. We can easily peasily get round it. This stitch here, which is above this big, long, massive, enormous stitch from the round previously. What was that? A triple treble, wasn't it? That is where I want that lovely decorative triangle to sit, right at the top of that. Can you see? Right there. So when I'm making that stitch, I'm going to be making it in here. And we're working through both loops on these, but we'll come back to that in a minute. When I look at my pattern, I realise that before I make that gorgeous stitch, I've got a little bit to do first, which is 1 double crochet and skip 2 stitches. So if I skip 2 stitches backwards, so to the right, 1 and 2, I know that my double crochet should sit in that stitch there. Okay. As you can see, that bears very little, in fact no resemblance to the starting point that you are told to have in the pattern. No matter, this repeat is completely uniform all the way around, so it really doesn't matter where you start as long as those lovely triangles fall where they should. So for my money, probably I don't trust myself, so I've decided to work back from where I want a motif to sit and make sure I start in the right place that way. Nobody's going to know. You're going to do that invisible joy. No one's going to have a clue where you've started. So that's a top tip, and I'm going with it. So I've started. Again, let us not forget, let me do that again. Let's not forget, we're back to working in our normal, regular way of crocheting, which is under both strands of the stitch. Feels a bit alien now because obviously we've worked all of that work through just one leg of the stitch, and it's a bit weird really, but there you go. It's nice. It feels nice and secure. Right, so I've worked through both strands of the stitch, and I've just worked 1 double crochet, just using our join as we've worked all the way through. Okay, my pattern then says, I'm pretending I've started where it's told me to, skip 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and this is the stitch that I'm going to start making that beautiful motif in. Oh, and lo and behold, it's exactly where it should be. So I'm going to do 3 treble UK terms into this stitch. 1 all in the same space, 2 and 3. And now I'm going to do the picot, which gives us that little bobble at the apex of the, oh, I love the word apex, of the triangle. So to do that, I'm going to do 4 chain, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then a slip stitch into the first chain I made. That's there. So can you see that little bobble is happening? And now 3 more trebles into the same stitch where we made the first 3 treble. 1, 2 and 3. Right, I'm just going to anchor it by missing 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then putting another double crochet in there just to anchor it down, and so you can see what we've made. Ta-da! And can you see what I mean? That is now sitting exactly where it should be. I haven't kind of done 3 and then gone, oh no, that's not lining up, I've got to take it all out. I've started in the right place. I'm happy that it's in the right place because that lovely little motif is sitting where it should be. So let's do another repeat of that. I'd already gone ahead and started the next repeat because I've skipped 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and I've put a double crochet to anchor that down, ready to start another motif. I'm calling it a motif, I don't know why. Let's go with that. So we're going to do some trebles. So I've got my yarn around the hook. I'm going to miss 2 stitches and go into the 3rd stitch and do 3 treble 1, 2 and 3, picot. So picot is 4 chain, 1, 2, 3 and 4, slip stitch into the 1st chain to sort of bend it round and give you that nice little bobble shape, 3 more treble into the same space. Don't forget you're working through both loops, because I've forgotten that twice now and had to restart the video. Shh, that's secret, you shouldn't know that. 3, and there we go. We've now got 2 lovely little motifs going around the edge. That's all you're going to do all the way around. 1, 2, skip 2 stitches, start with your double crochet and off you go again, and skip 2 stitches and start with your treble crochets, and that is it, my loves. That is absolutely it for this beautiful project, this beautiful mandala, finished off with this gorgeous edging. And of course you've seen it already, but I will show you again what it looks like when you're finished. It looks just like that. That is our beautiful Christmas mandala by Amanda Williams of Yarn House Creations. And if you've got this far, thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for coming along and watching the videos. I hope they've been helpful, and thank you for your support through 2018. We really, really appreciate it.